Okay, so there's some really common issues that we're seeing with the clean and the snatch as well, but we're going to focus on the clean today. And we got a couple drills that you could do to help resolve some of these problems. So Laura here is going to show you examples of what we see on a common basis, on a daily basis, as far as poor technique and not being efficient. And so the first one, she's going to do the clean from the floor. And it's supposed to be a power clean, so I'd like to see her drop under the bar and get her elbows through and catch the bar on the shoulders. But what you're going to see on this one is she's going to be kind of stiff with those elbows. She's not going to get the bar into a good rack position. She's not going to finish and get under the bar. So even though she was able to drop under the bar a little bit, she never got the elbows through. The bar is still just being supported by the arms and the hands. And typically, as you get heavier, that's going to be really hard on the wrist and hard on the shoulders. And we'd like to see you get those elbows through into a better rack position. The next one usually goes hand in hand with shorting the elbows and not getting the elbows through. And typically, it's a little bit. We see this more in stiffer people that have trouble getting in the squat. And so they'll get the stiff arms going, they won't get the elbows through, and then they end up with this like leaning back motion, which can be really tough. So they end up in that position. So you could tell she was overextended, her back was overextended, she didn't get the elbows through, not a good rack position, and there's no way for her to really make that transition into a full squat clean. The third one, so say she's getting her elbows through and she's getting the bar into a good rack position. Some people have trouble getting comfortable dropping under the bar, pulling themselves under the bar rather, and getting into a good strong power position in the catch. So it's kind of a stiff-legged thing. They just get the bar up, rip it up, and it's a muscle clean is all it is. But if that's your power clean, then you're not being very efficient. You're pulling the bar a lot higher than you need to. Typically, that's going to result in you swinging the bar out and around as opposed to pulling it up and pulling it under the bar. So what we'd like to see for a full power clean is a good hip extension, good triple extension at the top, and then a fast pull back under the bar into typically like a half squat type position. Good power clean into that position, and then she can stand. So what we're going to do for our drill, a good drill to work on hitting that position, she's going to do that same exact thing. She's going to pull off the floor. She's going to hit a power clean. But as soon as she catches the bar on her shoulders, catches the bar in the receiving position, she's going to freeze, hold it for a few seconds. Good power position, good receiving position. She's going to freeze for a few seconds and then execute a front squat. And if she's in a good position, do the dip again. So if she catches the bar in a good position right there, she can easily transition into a full front squat without having to change where her feet are, where her hips are, her back angle. Everything stays the same. She just sits down into the squat. Now another good drill, if for some reason that's not quite getting it done and they're not getting into a good receiving position, another great drill to speed up the vertical movement of the bar up and then a fast pull back under the bar is to make them do a high hang power clean. So she's just going to bend the knees, torso stays fairly straight, shoulders over the bar, and then from there she's going to jump, shrug, and hit that power position. So if you watch closely, do one more. If you watch closely, the bar is only moving maybe a foot or two, but she's able to get the bar going vertically and then drop back under. The bar is actually not moving very much, and that's the whole point, is to make this as efficient and easy as possible. That way we can add more weight. So you can do both of those drills, catch the bar in the receiving position, and kind of take note of where you are, where your feet are, where your hips are. If you can't from that position, then sit down into a full squat. Then we need to make some adjustments. So you should be able to hit that position, pause for a second, make sure you have everything in a good position, and do a front squat.